If I was Lamar Jackson, I would not be happy with the Baltimore Ravens. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty much telling myself, even if Baltimore matches any of those teams, I'm telling the other team, raise the stakes, because I don't want to play with Baltimore. Because what Baltimore's doing right now is they're sitting pat, and they want to see what Lamar is going to get, what these teams are going to offer him. And then a lot of people believe they're going to match that. But if you were going to do that, why haven't you just given him the money? It doesn't make sense. I understand Lamar Jackson is a quarterback that likes to use his legs. He's not one of the accurate quarterbacks in the league, even though over the last 2 seasons, if you look at his accuracy, it's been a lot better. Mm-hmm. He's got a great arm, but again, you have to change your offense to the way Lamar Jackson plays. Lamar Jackson is the type of quarterback that likes to use his legs 90% of the time, and 10% of the time he throws the ball. You're not going to win football games not throwing the ball. As a matter of fact, has Lamar Jackson ever gone to an AFC title game? Has Lamar Jackson ever gone to a Super Bowl? And that's the problem. I'm not saying Lamar Jackson can't make it to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying Lamar Jackson can't get there. He doesn't have the talent to get there. He is going to have to start relying on his arm. As he gets older, he will slow down. I've been saying that about Justin Fields this year. Mm-hmm. Justin Fields is a great running quarterback. Fantastic. He's a lot bigger than Lamar Jackson. He's 230 pounds. He can run the 40 as fast as Lamar Jackson. The problem with Justin Fields is he gets beaten up. He got beaten up this year. And maybe because he had no wide receivers. But nevertheless, he barely threw the ball. He threw the ball less than Lamar Jackson did. As a matter of fact, Justin Fields this year as a starting quarterback threw the ball the least amount of times out of any starting quarterback in the NFL.
I think there were 8 games last year where the Bears had less than 20 pass attempts in a game. You cannot win that way in the modern NFL. And like you were saying, Lamar Jackson was probably the lowest among the quarterbacks that you would consider elite quarterbacks.
Elite quarterbacks.
And his was less than 30 a game, too. And it's not ideal for...
I think it was like 35 or 36.
It was actually I think, about 28. I think it was even
really?
less than
I thought
that.
It was more than that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, they're really predicated around his legs. And you're right. Lamar Jackson is going to have to be able to recognize that later in his career. He might have to transform himself kind of like Russell Wilson did his last couple of years with the Seahawks, where he becomes less aggressive running when it comes to that. Russell Wilson was smart. He was always sliding. He was always going out of bounds if he needs to. And Lamar Jackson has to recognize that. Now, obviously, he's only 27 years old right now. He still has plenty of prime years left, and he absolutely deserves the money wherever he ends up getting traded to if he does not stay with the Ravens.
He's not staying with the Ravens. And if the Ravens decide to keep him, it's a shame. It's a shame because they put this guy through hell for the last 3 seasons.
Right. All the offensive line injuries did not help as it was, but then you traded away Marquise Brown, which did not help. You didn't help him out with another wide receiver. You're talking about the Packers not drafting wide receivers. The Ravens barely do either. They tried Rashad Bateman, fine. He had a lot of injury issues, but besides that, they haven't really done it, and they really haven't made the effort to make trades like a lot of these teams have done to sign. I mean, they've tried to sign free agents, but they signed them like 33 years old. Like, that's not going to be ideal in today's league. Look at how many veteran receivers dropped off last year. Like, you need younger, quicker receivers in today's game, and especially for somebody like Lamar Jackson. You want a lot of those quicker slot guys, these guys that can move all around the field. I think I was saying last year too, when Deebo Samuel was in trade talk, I thought the Ravens were a perfect fit for him.
It would bother me if I was Lamar Jackson right now, and I'm still not with a team. I'm still not signed by a team. I'm one of the top 5, top 6 quarterbacks in the NFL. I won an MVP in the last 3 seasons. I was a runner-up for an MVP the last 3 seasons. I could have taken my team all the way maybe to the AFC title game if I actually played in the playoffs. I believe he sat out throughout the playoffs because he didn't want to get hurt any more than he was. If he had his contract, I guarantee you Lamar Jackson plays in that playoff game. Guarantee you. And they probably win that game. As a matter of fact, they knock off Cincinnati in that game.
Yeah, they definitely knock off Cincinnati. They only lost by 1 possession.
100%.
Lamar Jackson can make up at least 10 points.
100%. And Lamar Jackson, who's he thrown to over the last couple of years? Mm-hmm. Don't tell me Hollywood Brown, because Hollywood Brown had one good NFL season as a starter. Honestly, he was. Yep. And then he was traded in the offseason to Arizona. To ask Arizona how that worked out.